Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are welcome. My name is Frances. I make beauty, lifestyle, and a whole lot of other videos that you'll be interested in. I'm a Nigerian currently in the UK. Okay, so in this video, it's actually a two-part video. I'll be telling you firstly how I got admission into a UK university and how you can get your admission into a UK university without the help of an agent. And the second part will be how to process your visa applications without the help of an agent. Okay, so if you would like to know more about these things I talked about, why not give this video a huge thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. Just subscribe, hit the notification bell just beside the subscribe button. It's free, so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into this video. So as I said earlier, this video will be how to get your admissions into the UK university without the help of an agent. Okay, so I'll be discussing this based on various topics: finding a school, finding a course, entry requirements, funding, and fees. Do you understand? So let's start with finding a school. So first off, you for me, how I did it was this. There was this link that had rankings of schools in the UK, because there are lots of schools in the UK, and there are some that I don't think they amount to much. Some of them might not be even be accredited, and some, like, there are lots of schools in UK. So I think you need to go to a good school so that it can help you, can set you apart when you start looking for job in the job market. Okay, so I used this QS ranking of schools. I'll leave the link in the description box or in the comment section. That's what I used. And I think this is just for, I think, business related courses. I am not sure, but I use it for my course. My course is a business related course, marketing. So I would also leave the link and all. So finding a school. So I was searching for school based on various criterias. I was searching for a school based on the pricing and the requirements. But let's just start with finding a school. So when you found your school, you write down a list of the schools that you think that will work for you, based on based on your own what you like, right? If you've seen, gone, checked, researched about the school, if you like the school, just write a list of them, and that's what I did. Next thing was finding a course. Okay, so I had to search for a course, like a course that I think would work for me and will also work for me in the job market. Do you understand? So it's not just any course. Just think well and ensure that whatever you're choosing for your MSc, if you're going for MSc, is going to work, is going to be worth it. Do you understand me? So I had to search, and then I found the course that I wanted to study, marketing. So I went to those schools that I had already written down a list of those schools. So what I did was this: I wrote a list of the school, the price of tuition. That's after I checked the if my course is in those schools I wrote down, like if my course is studied there. So I went to I wrote Cranfield University. I can't remember everything I wrote, but I wrote Cranfield University, I wrote Lancaster University, I wrote Manchester, I wrote Edinburgh, I wrote University of Sussex. So I wrote all those universities, and then I wrote their basic tuition fee. Then when I went to my course, I checked the names they called them. Well, then called them international marketing, we then call them digital marketing. So just it called different names. So I wrote the names of the courses, and then I also wrote down the tuition fee for the school. Do you understand? For my course. So after I just wrote them down, I now went ahead to also check for the requirements, entry requirements. Now this is very important. You have to know what they are requiring from you and if you have them. Okay, so basics: schools require reference letters, they require your transcript, they require your BSc certificate, or basically BSc certificate. So, and then they require essay writing, about writing to them why you want to study in the school, what sets what why you want them, just basic essays that are usual to applications. You understand me? So I checked the first two sets. I was saying IELTS, and I was like, I did not want to write IELTS. So as the IELTS was coming, it was even high marks. Do you understand? Some of them will be IELTS, and you have to get between 6.0 to 7.5. So I was like, no, I can't do it. So not because I don't want, not because I can't do it, but I did not want to do it. I did not want to write IELTS. I felt that it's going to take a long time, and you get a lot of you get to spend a lot of money. Do you understand? In training, you go for classes, then you write the exam, and go for being on and pass. Do you understand? So I did not want to do IELTS. So the schools that required IELTS, I took them out. So that was how my lists were reducing. And then I some other schools, they required IELTS, but then if you had English background, you can present to them. So my work was useful here. So I was like, thank God. So those, some of them, they reduced, I cut them down. They were now left with three: University of Edinburgh, Manchester University, and Lancaster University. So those were the three that finally we were going to work with. Now it was time for fees and funding. So when you're making all these submissions, your essay, your reference letter, your what did that thing I talk about? Essay, reference letter, your university transcript, and also your BSc certificate, you would also have to pay an application fee, and most times it's 60 pounds. Now when you're paying your 60 pounds, please try and see if you say maybe you have someone in the UK already, just try and see if they can help you pay it from the UK, because you cannot pay it with your Naira account or your local account, except if you have an international account, then fine and good. But if you don't have an international account, you can't pay it with your local account. Do you understand? So you have to find a way to make the payment, the deposit. That's the application fee. Now, after you finish making your deposit for the application fee, you submit your application. Now it is time for you to wait for them to review and send a response. So for me, I started my whole application process about 20th of February this year, 2022, and then I submitted my application around okay, I started after I started the process 20th of February. I now wrote my list and everything 22nd of February, and then I started writing essays, giving to people, writing to people, so I'm not writing to people, like giving to people so that they can help me out with it, giving to them so that they can look at it and vet it. You get, so I was working with my brother and my friend, just two people I was working with, not as if I was spreading my intentions to the whole world, no. So that was it. And then my recommendation letter, I had already, because that was the period where the strike had started, so I had already gotten a recommendation letter before. And since they said it should be 6 months old, kind of, so it was still, I could work with it, you understand, because I started an application before, but then the admission I got was part-time. I did not want part-time, so it did not work. So I used that one, and then it could work. Then what other documents? Transcript, I had always had my transcript. I had always had my transcript. So that one was a win. I had it, and then I just put it there. So the next thing was, when writing your essay, please be very careful. Be very careful. Don't mix up. If you're using the same English, the same structure, be careful. Make it try to make it for them. Do you understand? Yes, there are some things some English that you can copy and paste, but try not to try not to mix the names of the schools. I did that, a very big mistake. A very big mistake. I mixed some schools. I put Lancaster inside Manchester, and that was how the application left. Like, it just left. So try not to mix names of schools, and try, if you're using your phone, don't use your phone, no, but if you're using your phone, try to use the desktop site so that you can see clearly what the page is showing. Do you get? Try to use the desktop site. So I made a mistake with Manchester, so that was it. And then Lancaster and Edinburgh were left with two options now. So when I was doing the whole application, I went on the site, keep going on the site. Maybe there are scholarships that you don't know that you're eligible for. Just check it. So now I'm delving into fees and funding small, but let's just stick with entry requirement before we go into fees and funding. So as I said earlier, the entry requirements, all you check for all the things the school requires of you, and see if you can be able to provide it within that time frame, within the deadline. And then your application fee, to make sure that one is ready in good timing, you understand. So as I said before, my submission, I did everything, like sending my essay and all, around the 6th, beginning of April basically. So let's go into fees and funding. So now the school fees, just try and look at the school fees if it's something that you can. if it's something that can work for you. There are some schools that are paying £13,000, some £25,000. So it just depends on what you want, and then if you can afford it, you get. After the submission process, they finally responded, and they sent me a mail of conditional offer on the 23rd of May. Now, conditional offer means that they've accepted you based on some conditions. You still have to send some documents. So I needed to pay my deposit. Now, this is not the application deposit. This is tuition deposit. Now, my tuition deposit was £4,000. So I needed to pay it so that I'll be given an unconditional offer. So the tuition deposit, then the other, there are some documents that they are required of me. Everything needs to be in place before you get the unconditional offer. You get. So as I was able to pay that, it took a while. I think they gave me 1 month window. I can't remember, but they gave me time. So when I paid it, I was now sent my cards. Now that is a certificate of acceptance of studies. I think that's what it is. So when I was sent the cards, in the cards they'll write the what will I call it now? The amount you have paid and what is left. You understand? So I realized from what they wrote, I had scholarship. I sent a mail to them that, are you people sure? Because this is not what I paid. They said if this is actually it, then there's no problem, because the money they said I had paid was like ×2 of what I had paid. I was like, I did not pay this thing, you get. So I figured out that it was a scholarship. So I said, fine, thank you. So but what I'm saying in essence is, try to get your things on time. Try to get ready on time, because why I was able to have all my things, all because it wasn't all, why I was able to have most of my things in place were because I had applied for university last year. I got it, but it was part-time and I did not want part-time. So all those documents, I already had it. So this is the right time for you to start the process if you want to. This is the right time for you to start the process, getting recommendations. Now school is in session. Nigerian schools are in session. Please go and get your recommendation letter. Get all these things. Just suffer the suffer once, because if strike happens again, they will not answer you. So I did not want to use the documents I used previously in my former application. So I called my lecturer, and the lecturer said they're on strike, so they will not answer you. So it's best for you to just go now that they're in session, start the whole process, and God is going to help you, because you have to still be prayerful in the whole process, because things happen. You might forget some things, and then try and just write things down so that you will not lose, you will not get overwhelmed and then forget stuff that are important. Also, work with deadlines. They give deadlines for different things. Get deadlines for deposit payments, deadlines for application submissions, different deadlines. Work with deadlines. Also, research about your university. Do research. Go on their Instagram, go on their page. Just research about the school, so that you will know if this is somewhere that you have the experience that you want. Research about the alumni from that university too. Where are they working? Go on LinkedIn. I know people don't like LinkedIn, but then you need to go on LinkedIn, research about the alumni there. What they do now. Are there high prospects for job and all? And then you of course, I told you before, check for scholarships. These are important things you need to check for. Okay, so in my next video, I'll be telling you how I went about visa application without the help of an agent. Okay, so now, as I said earlier, start on time. That phase of writing essay, it's not easy. Start on time. Start on time. Start on time. That's all I have to tell you. Start on time, so that you can give people to look at it from a different eye and not just your eye. Okay, I have a lot of things to say, but then I think these are the basics. Okay, if you have questions and further inquiries, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to you. Okay, and do not forget to give this video a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.